Plan of events over 23rd anniversary of Khojaly genocide approved. Issue of Azerbaijanis taken hostage by Armenians raised at the UN Security Council. Senior Azerbaijani lawmaker stresses the violation of international law in Nagorno-Karabakh during a Washington conference. Number of internally displaced people in the world reached a record high, UN officials said at the Security Council debate. Youth Day is marked in Azerbaijan today. Azerbaijani youth is currently properly represented in all spheres of life, including politics, economics, culture, the social sphere, education and science, both in the country and abroad. Azerbaijan takes pride in its present day and new generations. Every year, on February 2nd, various festivities take place in the country and the most active participants are conferred with awards. Moreover, Youth Day signifies a day when the Ministry of Youth and Sports reports on the work done. In 2014, high-level activities were held in Azerbaijan, including a forum of young scholars, which drew participants from some 50 countries of the world. The international program titled "What Do You Know About Azerbaijan?" was implemented. Moreover, the first worldwide youth forum under the auspices of the United Nations and the conference attended by volunteers from numerous countries took place. Furthermore, this year began with the approval by the President of Azerbaijan of the Strategy for Youth Development for the upcoming 10 years, which is aimed at turning Azerbaijani young people into specialists who are competitive worldwide. On the basis of this concept, we plan to develop other separate state programs and plans of activities in different directions, depending on the necessity. It is necessary to introduce a specific mechanism in the execution of the given points in order to reach the goals which were outlined in the said concept. A lot of youth organizations operate in Azerbaijan and their activities spans different interests of present-day youth. The tradition to mark Youth Day in Azerbaijan started with the first youth forum, which was held 19 years ago, in 1996. A year later, Azerbaijani national leader Heydar Aliyev signed an order announcing February 2nd as the Day of Azerbaijani Youth. On his initiative, the first forum of Azerbaijani youth was held in 1996. Bringing together more than 2,000 representatives of youth organizations from across the country. The forum determined the obligations facing government agencies, youth organizations, and each young person. Thus, that forum significantly stepped up the work involving youth in Azerbaijan, conducting substantial activities on comprehensive development of young people, as well as rendering assistance for a speedy and effective solution of their problems, then became the main task facing relevant organizations.
Head of Azerbaijani presidential administration signed an order approving a plan of events on the occasion of the 23rd anniversary of Khojaly genocide. Under the plan, ceremonies will be arranged to put wreaths at memorials to Khojaly genocide victims in Baku, Goranboy district and Ağzakent settlement. Azerbaijan's embassies, missions and diaspora organizations in foreign countries will organize commemorative events and take measures towards spreading truth about Khojaly genocide. The plan will also see the provision of aid to Shahid families in the cities and districts where Khojaly residents live. A nationwide minute of silence for victims of Khojaly genocide will be observed and national flags shall be lowered across the country at 5 p.m. on February 26 according to the plan of events. On February 25 to 26, 1992, the Armenian Armed Forces, together with the 366th Infantry Regiment of Soviet troops stationed in Khankandi, committed an act of genocide against the population of the Azerbaijani town of Khojaly. As a result of the massacre, some 613 people were killed, including 63 children, 106 women and 70 old people. 8 families were totally exterminated. 130 children lost one parent and 25 children lost both. A total of 487 civilians became disabled as a result of this onslaught. Some 1,275 innocent residents were taken hostages, while the fate of 150 people remains unknown. The international community, including the OSCE Minsk Group, should clearly respond to all provocations of Armenia on the front lines, said Azerbaijani Member of Parliament Azay Guleyev, commenting on the recent escalation on the contact line between Azerbaijani and Armenian troops. According to the parliamentarian, Azerbaijan knows how to respond to this kind of provocations. The main objective of Azerbaijan is to liberate its territories from Armenian occupation. Yerevan is trying to divert public attention from incident in Gyumri, when, according to the Armenian side, the Russian soldier killed all the members of an Armenian family. The incident had a negative impact on Armenia's image as a country that's trying to at least to position itself as a sovereign state. At the same time, according to Azerbaijani MP, increasing the degree of tension on the front lines, official Yerevan makes it clear to public of the country that there is no need to protest against, including foreign armed forces stationed in Gyumri. They try to explain to Armenian citizens that if it was not for the support from outside, Azerbaijan could just crush Armenia in the shortest time. In any case, according to the MP, we should be thankful to Azerbaijani military men who clearly respond to all Armenian provocations. All attempts of Armenia are in vain, trying to hide their substantial losses, which of course Armenian society reacts very sensitively.
The National Atlas of Azerbaijan and the map South Caucasus 1903, jointly prepared by the Azerbaijan National Academy of Sciences and the State Land and Mapping Committee, has been presented. According to ANAS President Akif Alizadeh, the atlas, which covers an extensive database, includes 19 sections and has 444 pages. Alizadeh said the atlas covers all the information regarding Azerbaijani lands, industry, education, history, and other fields. Alizadeh also noted that cartographic fraud regarding distortion of Azerbaijan's territorial integrity, historical and geographical names increased, and the need to prevent such fraud was envisaged in Azerbaijani President's order on South Caucasus 1903 map dated April 20, 2011, and the order on the publication of the National Atlas of the Republic of Azerbaijan dated April 18, 2012. Alizadeh also said the map South Caucasus 1903 was due response to Armenians who have always made territorial claims against Azerbaijan and presented themselves as the indigenous people. According to the ANAS president, the map, which was prepared by the Tsarist Russian Empire in 1903, once again proves that historical names in the current territory of Armenia belong to Azerbaijan and the historical Azerbaijani state, and the Armenian territorial claims are baseless. Head of the Public and Political Issues Department of Azerbaijan's presidential administration, Ali Hasanov, said in his remarks at the ceremony that national leader Heydar Aliyev highly valued the importance of cartographic materials in the state's efforts to achieve its goals. He recalled that in 2001, the State Committee for Land and Mapping was established in order to use the available resources more effectively in the modern period. According to Hasanov, the Armenian expansionists using maps and atlases as weapons against Azerbaijan indicates how important this issue is. Thanks to the exceptional merits and patronage of President Ilham Aliyev, from 2003 until now, more than 200 maps and atlases have been published in the country, Hasanov said. He called the National Atlas being presented as a masterpiece of cartography, a fundamental publication which is a major source of information about the country, analytical materials, and a set of data required for the socio-economic development. It covers Azerbaijani culture, climate, flora and fauna, its natural wealth, about 1,000 maps, scientific information, etc. Hasanov expressed confidence that the National Atlas would significantly contribute to the efforts on a fair settlement of the Armenia-Azerbaijan Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Integration with Europe and the rest of the civilized world is the priority of the foreign policy of Azerbaijan. The Eastern Partnership Program, where Azerbaijan is actively participating, is a golden chance for member nations of this program to be more integrated into Europe, said Dr. Samet Seyidov, a member of the Azerbaijani parliament, head of the Parliamentary Foreign Relations Committee, during the conference titled Toward a Transatlantic Strategy for Europe's East, held in Washington. Dr. Seyidov said Azerbaijan was greatly contributing to European stability and the European family. We are not doing so against anybody, but in favor of Europe and in favor of Azerbaijan. It enabled us to bring together Georgia, Turkey, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Italy, Greece, and other countries to find a common ground for future development. At the same time, Azerbaijan has also its own expectations, and this is justice. Justice from the viewpoint of the restoration of international law, not only in Europe, Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, but also in Azerbaijan.
Different implementation, different approach to the same matters, to the same problematic issues. Believe me, I'm confident, if in due time, European Union, United States of America, paid more attention to the grave violation of international law in Nagorno-Karabakh, because of occupation of Azerbaijani territory, nothing had happened in Georgia, in Moldova, and in Ukraine. But when those who violated international law can see that nothing had happened, immediately new and more grave situation is coming. And that's why, if you are looking for a way out from Ukrainian crisis, you should return back to the history. You should return back to the cause. You should return back to the problematic issues which started from occupation of my territory. Because today, here, this is the main problem, not only for us, but for the rest of the world. And at the end of my...
Dr. Seidov went on to say that sometimes some circles, in order to create obstacles for Europe, European neighborhood policy, they create a bad image of the country which does the best for Europe, wants to stand together with the civilized world, but they try to withdraw that country from the neighborhood policy.
I hope that this Atlantic Council meeting will help us, especially for Azerbaijan, to understand that not only black and white are existing, not only we should think with the language of sanctions, but much more better to help countries, to invest to countries, to do their best in order to bring the projects which are so important to the rest of the Europe to the agenda and to create new, peaceful and very acceptable Europe. Thank you very much.
Azerbaijan is a full-fledged member of the Council of Europe. We are covered by the European Court of Human Rights. No one in Azerbaijan faces restrictions or is arrested due to his political beliefs. Today, the biggest problem of the Eastern Partnership is geopolitics, and because of that, some circles, try to use the issue of human rights for geopolitics ends. Dr. Seidov concluded.
And at the same time, the importance of reform in
Permanent representative of the Republic of Azerbaijan in the UN, Yashar Aliyev, delivered speech at the meeting of UN Security Council dedicated to the discussion of the protection of civilians in armed conflict. Yashar Aliyev noted that Azerbaijan supports the position to ensure compliance with international humanitarian law, which is a prerequisite for improving the situation of victims of armed conflict. Discussing the international legal norms and obligations of parties to the conflict, the diplomat said that the problem is not only part of the failure to fulfill obligations, but also the climate of impunity.
Inaction and the neglect of civilian sufferings, along with the prevailing atmosphere of impunity and lack of accountability, are among the most challenging problems, revealing necessity of action. Ending impunity is essential not only for the purpose of identifying responsibility for all parties to the conflict and individual perpetrators, but also for ensuring sustainable peace, truth, reconciliation, the rights and interests of victims, and well-being of society at large. Intentional targeting has become a common feature of conflicts in many parts of the world. This affects uniquely and disproportionately women and girls, and does not leave much space for doubting the danger of the phenomenon and the necessity of timely action.
He noted that disturbing moment in the violations of the rights of the civilian population is a challenge, and the fact that the status of civilians, despite the existence of sufficient evidence that these persons do not belong to the category of military personnel. Yashar Aliyev also noted that the hostage-taking, unlawful detention, and harassment are serious violations of international humanitarian law. The diplomat said that the most recent example of violations of international humanitarian law is inadequate handling of 3 Azerbaijani citizens, Hassan Hassanov, Shahbaz Guliyev, and Dilgam Askarov. Then Yashar Aliyev provided the members of the meeting with the facts about Azerbaijani hostages and the violation of their rights by the Armenian occupation authorities. Yashar Aliyev noted that these civilians were taken hostage within internationally recognized borders of the Republic of Azerbaijan. He stressed that the so-called trial and conviction of Shahbaz Guliyev and Dilga Maskarov are illegal. The diplomat urged all relevant international organizations for the protection of human rights to intervene and help release these civilians from prison while they are alive. Azerbaijan's Minister of Culture and Tourism permanent mission to the United Nations and the UN Nations Alliance of Civilizations jointly organized the presentation ceremony of Baku Process and the Third World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue at the UN headquarters in New York. Participants in the event included UN officials, representatives of different diplomatic missions, and experts. The United Nations High Representative Nasir Abdulaziz Al Nasser described the ceremony as a historical event. He said Baku Process and the World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue serve to preserve peace and cooperation. Mr. Al Nasser praised the Azerbaijani government and President Ilham Aliyev's attention to intercultural dialogue. Azerbaijani Minister of Culture and Tourism Abulfaz Garayev said the fact that the presentation ceremony takes place at the UN headquarters testifies to Azerbaijan's commitment to universal values. He hailed Baku Process and the World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue as the world's only initiative bringing together major international organizations, including UNESCO, the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations, the World Tourism Organization, the Council of Europe, and Islamic Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. The minister invited the participants of the event to attend the Third World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue due to take place in Baku on May 18th to 19th. The ceremony featured demonstration of a film highlighting President Ilham Aliyev's initiative to found Baku Process and the World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue. The participants of the event were presented books on Azerbaijan's cultural and tourism potential. The World Forum on Intercultural Dialogue was initiated in 2008. Two previous editions were held in 2011 and 2013. It has become a global platform for exchange and discussion on major contemporary challenges pertaining to intercultural dialogue and the sharing of related universal values, which have become pressing issues to address in our globalized and more diverse societies.